with Doron Myersdorf, CEO of StoreDot. So StoreDot, as everyone knows, is Israel-based, extremely fast charging battery technology company. And this interview, we want to do a quick review of how the year has been for them and what they have in store for 2024.
So StoreDot develops a battery where we change one of the key materials in the anode, which is typically graphite. We are replacing it with silicon, nanoparticles of silicon, in order to allow much faster charging. But in order to do that, we also need to change the electrolyte, we need to change the cathode, we change the separator. So it's a holistic cell design that is optimizing extreme fast charging. And we are talking about really charging in minutes. The product that we have shipped is called 100 in 5. That's 100 miles or 160 kilometers for each 5 minutes of charging. And this is already in testing by more than 15 car makers.
Yes, I understand that. And when you say you are using silicon for anode, is it complete replacement of graphite or is it a partial replacement?
It's a complete replacement in the sense that this is the only active material. But there are other elements there, like the organic binders, the conductive additives, some polymers that are proprietary that we use in order to hold the silicon in place and making sure that even if it swells, it's still confined within the 3D structure of the anode, and there is no real swelling or expansion of the entire battery.
Okay, understood. So last time, I think we spoke around a year ago, and that point you mentioned that around 15 OEMs were testing the pouch cells, the A samples that you had supplied to them. So let us know, how is OEM validation going, and have any of them moved to B samples yet?
Yes, so actually it did go very well. Basically, all of them have approved or basically validated the data sheet, which is the data sheet of the 100 in 5. That's more than 300 watt-hour per kilogram and roughly 750 watt-hour per liter. So it's very good on the gravimetric and volumetric energy density. So we did not compromise on that, while still providing the charging of 100 miles or 160 kilometers every 5 minutes. So this is like really the holy grail, because we provide fast charging and the battery does not degrade because of this fast charging, and we provide the best energy density in the industry.
Right. So you also announced a collaboration joint project with Polestar that is due to demo early 2024.
Yes.
Correct.
So Posta is one of our investors, one of our strategic investors, and we've been they've been part of the testing program, and they were really excited about the performance. And since Polestar is positioning itself to be a leader in extreme fast charging and in high performance vehicles, that fits very well into their strategy. So together with the CEO, we basically decided that we will invest the resources of both StoreDot and Posta in building the first vehicle that will use this technology. This is the Polestar 5. It's basically in process. This is what we presented also on November 9th in Santa Monica in Los Angeles. I was there on stage with the CEO, Tom Interlach, and basically we presented all the features of the new vehicle. And we also had a demonstration of the charging of the cell. Then there was the module that is already built. And the vehicle was also there, but it was not operational yet. And like you mentioned, yes, we will show it early next year.
Right. And can you give us an insight into what is the target price of the cell for 2024?
So we are targeting to be very close to traditional batteries that are based on graphite. Roughly today, it's around $120 per kilowatt hour. And we are maybe 5 or 10% more expensive in the beginning because of the supply chain of silicon. But as the volume picks up and the economies of scale is there, we should be very similar because most of the materials are the same. We use the cathode. The cathode is almost 50-60% of the material cost is the cathode. We use NMC 811, which is expensive, but this is what allows the high end. So this is the same for us and for the others. So we are replacing graphite with silicon. Silicon currently is more expensive, but let's remember also that it has potentially 10 times the energy. So you need to use much less of the silicon. So eventually, when you compare apples to apples, we are about 5 to 10% more expensive today. Hopefully that will diminish over the coming years.
Right. And you were last time when we spoke, you told us you have a partner in Eve Energy who were manufacturing cells in China. So over the last year, have you added any other regions, any other manufacturing partners?
Yes, we are also producing in Korea with some, I would say, third party. They are not our mass producer. Our mass producer is still Eve Energy in China. By the way, Eve also invested in StoreDot. So they are really also a strategic partner. We have signed an agreement with Italvolt for Italy, with State Volt in California, and we recently announced also Flexengate, that's in Canada, that are also scaling up production of batteries. So basically, we are aiming to have these agreements for production everywhere the vehicle is being produced.
All right. And apart from Polestar, would you like to name any other companies who have moved forward in the validation stage?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can only talk about our strategic investors because this is public information. So
Sure.
Volvo is one of them. VinFast is another one. Daimler is also an investor. So with all of them, we've been going through the testing and they've all validated the performance. And now, yes, with some of them, there are already B programs in motion. But there are other big programs with those that are not investors that I can not yet mention, but there are at least 5 of these B sample programs.
All right. And how long does it generally take for the qualification to move from, let's say, B samples to mass production and deployment?
So the challenge is that each one is a little different in terms of the form factor. So now some of these B samples are actually prismatic form factor. So this is new to us. And it's difficult to evaluate exactly, but I think it will take 9 to 12 months to qualify the B sample. And then to move for the C sample means that we are going into the mass production line. And that really depends of where it's going to be produced. But I would assume it's roughly also another year. So this is why we are looking at 2026 as our target for mass production.
Understood. Apart from that, I would like to know what will be your focus in going into 2024?
So our focus is first these B samples in prismatic form factor, which is a huge deal. Even though the chemistry works, we need to show that we can package it into whatever the OEMs are asking for. We are also looking into new agreements with manufacturing partners like VinFast in Vietnam, but they are also building their facility in North Carolina in the US. So being able to partner on the scale up of the production with some of our partners, that's another goal. And also we are moving into our next funding round, which is round E for us. So we are looking to raise 100 to 150 million that would take us through this period of moving to mass production and basically getting to break even in 2026.
All right, understood. And I think my last question would be, you are responsible for supplying these cells. You have the technology, you get it manufactured in collaboration with the manufacturing partners you're working with. And after that, is it the OEM's responsibility to package these cells in the form of a pack, or do you also have a role to play there?
So like, for example, this program with Posta is a joint program because this is all new. This is the first time ever that you take such technology into the vehicle. So there is some, I'd say, back and forth, some iterations in the optimization of the cell size, the wiring, the bus bars, the cooling, the software. All these things we are heavily involved in. So for example, again, with Posta, this is a joint team. that is working on making sure that we deliver this vehicle in a safe and cost-effective manner. So I'd say we need to kind of extend our capabilities into the value chain upstream to make sure that the cells are performing correctly.
Okay, understood. So thank you so much, Doron, for taking time from a busy day and talking to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.